The Olympic Games were born in my country, Greece, around 3,000 years ago, and were organized every 4 years in the city of Olympia in the Peloponnese. Olympism was reborn thanks to Pierre de Coubertin with the first Olympic Games of the modern era held in Athens in 1896. It is a philosophy which fosters respect for universal fundamental ethical principles, especially integrity, respect and friendship. It is very clear that the fundamental principles of Olympism are therefore, by definition, opposed to the war. So I put the question, should athletes from a country which has invaded another one take part in the Olympics and proudly represent this country? Or put another way, can we condemn Russia for bombing Ukrainian civilians, kidnapping children, torturing prisoners, carrying out massacres, and then applaud its athletes? Knowing that many of these athletes are actually engaged in the Russian army and the vast majority of them receive state salaries, is this the spirit of Olympism? Here in the Parliamentary Assembly, which brings together parliamentarians from 46 countries, we discussed this question several times. We heard different opinions, and a year ago we adopted a resolution with a straightforward answer. Russian and Belarusian athletes should not compete in the Paris Olympic Games. Why? Because their participation would be an insult to Ukrainian athletes, several of whom have died because of the war, and the majority of whom are not able to train properly because of the destruction of sport infrastructure. I have heard some people suggest that athletes and sports people should not be held responsible for the decisions of their governments. Let's not be naive. Any victory by these athletes, even under a neutral flag, could be celebrated and used as a tool for propaganda, creating a narrative of acceptance and normalization that downplays the gravity of the actions of the Russian and Belarusian governments. I regret that the International Olympic Committee has decided not to follow our call, but I urge it to strictly apply the criteria it has set for allowing Russian and Belarusian athletes to take part and to ensure that their participation will not be used as propaganda. This is now the best way to enhance the worthy objectives of peace and equality, which the Olympic movement has embodied for thousands of years.